Hi, my name is Corey Thune, and I'm one of the developers for Sophia, and this is going to be a short video to illustrate what Sophia is and how it might be used. Sophia is a situational awareness tool designed to help improve an operator's understanding of what's actually happening on their network. Sophia operates by passively observing network communications and creating a database of communication channels between systems. This information is presented to the user in two ways. The first is a 3D visualization of network traffic as it occurs in real time, and the second is a browsable database of communication channels combined with the change detection system and alerting. In this video, we're going to be using Sophia to take a look at some example traffic. This is a very simple network, simulated traffic of a typical control system's local area network with an HMI, PLC, and a few other systems. In the second video in our series, we're going to take a look at a larger, more complete network, and in the third, we'll show a very large data set and see what that looks like in Sophia. So first, we'll talk about the 3D visualization here, and I'll hide our heads-up display. Now, what we're looking at in 3D is Sophia organizes the systems that it sees into subnets in our network, and that's what this diamond represents. It represents the Class C 172.16.216 IP range. And each of the green dots in this 3D visualization is one of the hosts on our network. So we can see our different hosts, and then the pixels that are flying back and forth between the two are packets as they occur in real time. So each of these is a packet that's being sent back and forth between the two. So we've got our HMI and our PLC down here that are communicating. We've got our gateway or firewall to another network up here. And this gives us a high-level overview of what's occurring on our network. So we can take a look at this as an operator and use our brain as a human to do what we can do inherently better than machines, which is we're taking advantage of pattern recognition the most in this instance, where if I'm an operator and this is my network, this is what I'm responsible for, and I'm looking at the traffic on my network, I can get used to what occurs or what type of traffic we're looking at here. I can get used to these systems talking to each other, the other systems, from a high-level point of view. And then if something interesting happens, say if a network scan were to originate from this host or something, you'd see the dots or lines going back and forth between all the systems. And let's just change these to lines to make it slightly more visible. Or in another instance, if we had something like a fail noisy system, you'd see a lot more traffic going back and forth between the nodes, and then your brain can recognize that pattern and identify that maybe there's something we need to drill into a little bit more. Let's find out what's causing this. So for our simple network, that'll be it for the 3D side. So as an operator, if we can identify something that occurs in 3D, now maybe we're interested in seeing more details about what that was. So that's where we go to our R2D database browsing. So our heads-up display has two primary components. We have the communication database tree over here on the left that we can browse the information, and then on the right we have our alerts for our change detection system. Let's touch on this here briefly. So Sophia uses a change detection system to alert or monitor for when things change. It was designed to be used with industrial control system networks which are fairly static, and it's designed to take advantage of that as opposed to more of the generic IT tools. So Sophia will sit on the network, and we've been running it for a while here, so I'm going to open up the configuration, and we'll choose to fingerprint. So now that Sophia's been running, we've said that, okay, the communications that we've seen so far, those are normal. We've got a baseline of our system. This is our expected or normal traffic for the system. And now, Sophia, we would like to be alerted if anything changes. If a new host shows up or two systems start communicating in a way that they haven't before, we'd like to know about that. And Sophia uses whitelisting or colored listing to accomplish this task, and that now we've told it that all the communication channels we've seen so far, which we'll browse in just a minute, we're going to assign those a whitelist. We'll say that's all known good. Now anything new is going to come in as a gray, and then it's up to us as an operator, because Sophia is designed to be for situational awareness as a human in the loop. It's designed to help you do your job better. So Sophia says, hey, I've seen this new traffic. Here's the alert. And then you as an operator can examine that traffic and determine if that's expected or good traffic, or whether that's something that needs to be taken care of, whether it's a miscommunication, misconfiguration, or some type of event that require an incident response, if it's security related. So we've got the system fingerprinted, and now let's just take a look at what's actually occurring on our network. So we'll expand the tree here. The tree is designed, arranged in different nodes. Right now we're going with a protocol to port to server to client. And this is also permutable, but we'll start right here. So we're going to open up TCP, and these are all the TCP communications on our network. And we have this port 4418, and we see that this is the server, .20, and .30 is our client. So this is the communication channel between our fictitious HMI and our PLC here, where we have this communication regularly going on between the two systems. We also have some port 443 I can select, and that'll show us all of our HTTPS communications in our given network here. But this tree view is the primary method for browsing around on our network. If we're interested in taking a look at all of the servers that exist on our network, we can arrange it by server and say, and then expand those to see what they're serving up. So this .60 is serving up, looks like this is a web server sitting on our control system network, whether that's serving up something over port 80 or 443. And maybe we have a historian or other systems on our network. Let's change that back to the other order. Okay, and now as we can see here, you may have already noticed that down in our alert box, since we fingerprinted our system, it looks like we've got a new communication channel that's shown up. So we have a new channel between .254 and .70 on 3389, which is Windows Remote Desktop. So I'll click that here to select it, and that'll display it in the 3D and highlight it in our tree here. And we can see that this is a new communication channel between our gateway or firewall system and this other .70 address. And so now we're alerted to the change, and then we can take it and bring it to the person responsible for that system and say, it looks like somebody's connecting with remote desktop. Was that you, or is that expected? We haven't ever seen that before. Is this something that we need to be aware of or taken note of? And in the meantime here, we've got another alert that says now from .70 we have a communication channel to .20, which was our PLC, as we've seen. So we have another client that's connecting to this system here. So we can see sort of our pathway as we've got these both highlighted. These are two new communication channels. We've got a remote desktop coming in to this system, and then from that system we have a new communication to our PLC, which chances are this is probably not desired, but this is what Sophia gives to us. It lets the human decide whether or not that's something that should occur. So we can drill down into that further and see if that was somebody remoting in and maybe applying an update, or if we've got some sort of security incident on our hands and we need to start up our incident response plan. So that will conclude this video, which is our quick high-level overview of what Sophia is and what it does. And again, in our next video, we'll take a look at a larger data set and then a very large data set in the last one. Thanks.